Is the Prophet of Islam hidden in the pages of the Christian Bible? Millions believe that ancient Hebrew and Greek scrolls contain a secret blueprint pointing directly to Mecca. But what happens when we apply the rules of historical evidence to these claims? Today, we aren't just looking at verses. We are uncovering a linguistic mystery that most people miss. Stay tuned, because in Section 3, we reveal one Greek word that changes the entire debate. Welcome back to Kingdom Apologist. In our journey to build a reasoned faith, we must address one of the most significant claims in comparative religion, the idea that the Bible predicts the coming of Muhammad. According to Surah 7, verse 157, the prophet is mentioned in the Torah and the Gospel. By the end of this video, you will know the truth behind the three most cited proof texts: Deuteronomy 18, Isaiah 42, and the Paraclete in the Gospel of John. Is this a 100% prophetic match, or a case of mistaken identity? Let's find out. Our investigation begins 3,400 years ago in the plains of Moab. In Deuteronomy 18:18, God tells Moses, "I will raise up for them a prophet like you from among their brothers." Many Islamic scholars argue that this prophet like Moses is Muhammad, because both were lawgivers, leaders, and family men. But let's look at the technical blueprint. In the Hebrew text, who are the brothers? Throughout the Torah, the brothers of the Israelites are strictly the other tribes of Israel. If God intended to point toward the descendants of Ishmael, the Arabs, the text would have used the term cousins or foreigners. Furthermore, Deuteronomy 34:10 explicitly states that no prophet has risen in Israel like Moses, whom the Lord knew face to face. This indicates the prophet like Moses would have a unique, intimate relationship with God and perform miraculous signs. While Muhammad was a great leader, the New Testament record shows that Jesus was the one who spoke with Moses' authority, performed Moses' miracles, and shared God's very nature. Now, we move to the poetic scrolls of Isaiah. Critics point to verse 11. "Let the desert and its cities lift up their voice, the villages that Kedar inhabits." Since Kedar is in Arabia, this is claimed to be a prophecy of the prophet's rise in Medina. However, we need to look at the full story. Isaiah 42 is about the servant of the Lord. This servant is described as a light to the Gentiles, who will not cry aloud or lift up his voice. Most importantly, he brings justice through suffering, not through military conquest. The mention of Kedar and Selah isn't about the origin of the prophet. It's about the reach of the Messiah. Isaiah is prophesying that the gospel will be so powerful that even the most remote desert tribes, the descendants of Kedar, will eventually sing for joy because of the salvation of Israel's God. The prophecy isn't about an Arabian messenger. It's about an Arabian conversion. Now, we reach the most controversial claim. In the Gospel of John, Jesus promises to send another helper, or Parakletos. Some argue the original Greek was actually Parakletos, which means the praised one, a translation of the name Mohammed. Here is the smoking gun we promised. Out of the 5,800 Greek manuscripts we discussed in our last video, how many say Parakletos? 0. Every single ancient manuscript, fragment, and translation for 2,000 years says Parakletos, the counselor or Holy Spirit. Beyond the grammar, look at the identity test. Jesus says the helper is the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot see. A human prophet is visible. Jesus says the helper will dwell in you. A human prophet cannot live inside the hearts of believers. The blueprint is clear. The helper is the Holy Spirit, sent by Jesus to empower the disciples, an event they experienced personally on the day of Pentecost. Why do we spend so much time on these details? Because a prophecy is a lock, and the fulfillment is a key. If the key only fits 2 out of 10 pins, the door won't open. When you isolate verses like Kedar or a prophet like Moses, you are filing down the key to make it fit. But when you look at the full prophetic blueprint, the Messiah must be a descendant of David, born in Bethlehem, a sacrificial lamb, and a light to the nations. If we reject the context, we lose the truth. When we keep the context, the evidence points to one person. The Bible is a unified story that points to one king. If this educational look at prophecy helped you see the blueprint more clearly, please like this video and subscribe to Kingdom Apologist.
I have a question for you. Which of these three arguments have you heard most often, and did this video change how you see it? Let's have a respectful, evidence-based discussion in the comments.